And good morning, Calvin.
Good morning, Guy.
It is October. Oh my God, October, really? October the 4th, and SEO Tips Tuesday. Today, we will have lots of fun. And so I'm going to share my screen to this tab. Apologies for not having that up ahead of time. And we do it like this, share, and we go bazinga. And there's the show notes. Today, we have information that started off on Bruce Clay's blog. It was reposted by Christy Kellogg. She's a staff writer at Search Engine Journal. But originally it started off, no, Christy Kellogg isn't the staff writer. That's the other girl. That's Anna. This started off to say, learn how to optimize for voice search now. Because more than half of the queries, half the search questions by the year 2020 are going to be in voice. So you need to start learning how to do that now, because that's just 4 years from now that there's going to be this preponderance of voice searches. And that's going to be everything from TV remotes to hotel rooms are going to be powered by voice. And it says in the notes, as you can see, if you go to the guyercookreport.podbean.com and get the notes there, that next year in 2017, all the Ford vehicles are going to come with Apple CarPlay. So voice search for maps, like where's 123 Main Street, you can just say it to your map, and that interface will do a voice search, and bazinga, it'll come in. So continuing on in this same thing from Bruce Clay's blog, the people at Rank Brain and Voice Search are given credit to a stronger influence on 15% of search queries Google has never seen before. And those tend to be voice searches. You're able to rank better conversational search queries with keywords in them. And it's the third most important ranking signal behind content and links. So if you're not voice searchable today, if you can't just say the Geyer Cook report, then get that way, because it's going to matter. And we have a little brief thing in the notes there about Christy. She's a social media editor and a news hound. She's written articles in newspapers, magazines, across the internet, and she's written in books like Content Marketing Strategies for Professionals and the book, The Media Relations Guidebook. So if you go to the show notes, and you can head over to Christy's author profile to connect with her on Twitter.
You can find her on Twitter and on Google Plus also.
Right. That lady knows her stuff. So the second lady I want to talk about today, her name is Anna Crow, and she wrote an article for Search Engine Journal about the 9 habits that a SEO freelancer likely will have. And so if you're thinking about, well, gosh, I could be an SEO person, and a search engine marketing person, I would go and look at this note and see if you have now got those 9 habits. It'll tell you how to do that. I'm almost of the opinion, maybe I want to outsource to an SEO freelancer rather than do it myself, because there's some of these things that they say, oh, do this once a week. I do it every day. When I'm on about promoting the Geyer Cook Report, for instance, if you've gotten here into the chat, and thank you for the people that joined us today and listening in chat, the links that I've sent out, I go through Twitter and I go through Facebook, and I say, hey, we're live at top of the hour. Coming down, we're talking about SEO tips. So those are the kinds of things that I know to do. But this Anna Crow article, that she's got a link there for Hello Anna and Company. take a look at that and make your own measure of your worth as an SEO person. Last but not least, this is something I stumbled about in the, I live at Google, I think, sometimes. But in the support knowledge at Google and the webmasters, we're looking at robots.txt. And I had kind of an epiphany moment, and it said, and I copied it into the show notes that you can get from the guyreportreport.podbean.com, just like it says in that little text thing, or I'll layer in there. If you go into doing the robots.txt file, put it in the root of your website. Don't have like yourdomainname.com whack, and in the sample they say not underscore root whack robots.txt, because the web crawlers won't find it. And let's stop sharing on that note, because you've seen it. We'll quit talking about it, and poof, there we are. Now, when doing this, I think of guys like, well, I think about Fraser Ramsey today, because Lord knows he's on vacation in Spain, right? And I said to him before he went on vacation, I said, well, aren't you going to have a relief pitcher? Because these guys that you're cleaning for, they're not going to go for weeks and weeks without you being there. Well, he's got family covering those bases. So I thought, that runs a risk of, if the family does a better job, or they like them better, there's the risk of that. So be sure and call up Edinburgh Dusters if you're in Edinburgh and say, Fraser, we're sure glad you're coming back from vacation. He'll be back next Monday. And so we'll start teasing that, dangling that carrot in front of the fans. The company that likes to clean will be back in the saddle first of the week. Thanks to the basic blog tips lady, Eileen Smith. She's the one that told us about Screencast-O-Matic. When we record this show so that these views are in high definition, we put them out in 720p because of the virtue of Eileen being able to tell us about that. And the thing to remember, I think, in closing, before I read all the show notes, shout outs, is that it's called social media for one reason. It's to be social. Okay?
Right.
So if you have a chance to be social, to share some information, be a giver, don't be a taker. That matters. And if I've forgotten anything.
Did we mention, well, I guess it's in the show notes, but our little chat room, the Friends Just Chatting, maybe we could give a plug to today?
On Facebook, there's a group, Friends Just Chatting, and you can look for that logo. I'll put it up in the edit. There it is. The Friends Just Chatting group, they started off on Blab, and we know what happened to Blab. It went away. So they started a group up on Facebook, and you can go and join that group and then be a part of the conversation. This morning we were talking about a new, virtual DJ that a fellow in England had to mix sound with, to manage your recordings of your music, make a playlist, and put all your mixes in the proper order and so forth. Cool beans. And anything and everything, almost every day, there's something different. Monday through Friday, it's there. And so on that note, remember to keep facing forward, guy. On that note, yesterday I turned my head like this. I almost had a bad edit. On that note, I'm going to say those three magic words that end our program. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you tomorrow. And as they used to say in the old days, same bat time, same bat channel. It's a wrap.